Prison, 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 prison. Welcome to the Prison Show. I am Wayne Kramer, and I'm known in the world mostly as a guitar player, musician. I founded a band when I was a little bit younger man called the MC5 from Detroit. Thank you. And today I make a living writing music for film and TV shows in Los Angeles, where I live. But for a few years, I was known as 00180190. I served a federal prison term in the 1970s for illegitimate capitalism. While I was locked up, this new music form emerged called punk rock, and a band in England, The Clash, very conscious band, wrote a song about my bad behavior called Jail Guitar Doors, and I'm gonna play the song for you. I am, without a doubt, an egomaniac, but I did not write these lyrics. Let me tell you about Wayne, his deals of cocaine, little more every day. Hole for a friend till the band do well, but the DA locked him away. Clang, clang, go the jail guitar doors. Bang, bang, go the boots on the floor. Cry, cry for his mother's only son. Clang, clang, go the jail guitar doors. Let me tell you about Pete. He didn't want no fame. He gave all his money away. They said, something's wrong, son. This will be good for your son. And they certified him insane. Clang, clang, go the jail guitar doors. Bang, bang, go the boots on the floor. Cry, cry for his mother's only son. Clang, clang, go the jail guitar doors. Then there's Keith, waiting for trial, 25,000 bail. If he goes down, you won't hear his sound, but his friends carry on anyway. Fuck 'em. Clang, clang, go the jail guitar doors. Bang, bang, go the boots on the floor. Cry, cry for his mother's only son. Clang, clang, go the jail guitar doors. Bang, bang, go the jail guitar doors. Bang, bang, go the jail guitar doors. Bang, bang, go the jail guitar doors. Bang, bang. So I thought it was a great show of solidarity from some brothers across the sea. I didn't know them. They were MC5 fans. And I didn't think much more of it. I met them and thanked them, and we became friends, and we still are. And I tried to get my life back together and go back to work playing. But prison changes you. If you know somebody that's gone to prison, then you don't come out the same person that went in. And I started watching over the years as more and more people just like me were going to prison, but they were going to prison for longer sentences under worse conditions. The judge gave me a 4-year prison term, which I thought was a little extreme. The maximum sentence for my offense was 15 years. He said he gave me the break of my young life by giving me 4. Since the ratcheting up of sentences and the drug war, my same offense carries a life sentence today. There are people serving life sentences for the exact same thing I did. I sold 1.5 pounds of cocaine to a DEA agent. As a drug dealer, I was a complete failure. As a gangster, I'm a great guitar player. Ain't got the heart for I'm not a killer. At a certain point, I knew I had to change. I'd been going in a downward spiral, and I got sober, and they told me in the 12-step meetings about this concept of being of service. And what does that mean? How does that show up for me? And I started to conclude that the enemy is not the Republicans. The enemy is not the political right. The enemy is not politicians. I am the enemy. The enemy is me. It's my own cynicism, my own disinterest that's the enemy. And how do I militantly oppose my own meaninglessness? You know, this nihilism kind of takes two forms. One is a soft form, which is basically, I'm going to get mine, I'm going to be all right, I'm going to make some money, I'm going to take care of my family, I'm going to go study Kabbalah or whatever, I'll be an American Buddhist. That's the soft form. The hard form is, of course, gangsterism, murder, ISIS, Al-Qaeda. So how do I militantly oppose this nihilism? And the best I could come up with is by taking ethical action, by actually getting off my ass and going and doing something. And by ethical action, I mean actions and thoughts that move in the direction of human happiness and move away from human suffering. So how can I be of service to my fellows? Who are my fellows? The 2.3 million of us serving time in America's prisons. Those are my fellows. When I go into prisons and talk to prisoners, I often feel like these are the only people in the world that actually understand what I'm talking about. I am them. They are me. What can I do? Well, I'm a musician. I'm a returned citizen. Maybe I could put on shows in prisons. So I negotiated with some people to put on a show at the infamous maximum security facility, Sing Sing, in New York State. And I took a whole load of my rock star buddies with me, Tom Morello and Jerry Cantrell and Gilby Clarke and Perry Farrell and his lovely wife Eddie and Handsome Dick Manitoba and Don Was and a British troubadour named Billy Bragg. And Billy, we're playing our guitars, getting warmed up, and he's got Jail Guitar Doors written on his guitar. And I said, Bill, what's up with the Jail Guitar Doors on your guitar? He said, oh, it's an old Clash B-side. You ever heard it? I said, Bill, the song is about me. What you mean? I said, well, what are the lyrics? Right. Let me tell you about wine and his deals of coke. Oh, bloody fucking hell. Oh, jeez. He was so embarrassed, and I love this man so much. He started telling me about this initiative he started in England because he wanted to honor Joe Strummer's life's work, Clash leader Joe Strummer, because the Clash inspired Billy Bragg to combine his love of activism and his love of music. And that a guy had written him from a British prison saying he was trying to use music with some prisoners for rehabilitation, but they had no guitars. Could Billy get him some guitars? Billy said, great, I'll name it after that Clash B-side, and it'll be my way to pay tribute to Joe. By the time we finished the concert, on the bus back to Manhattan, I said, this is a cool idea, you know. You do this in England, you're British, but I'm an American, and I'm a returned citizen, and I'm a musician, so maybe I'll take this on for this country. And he said, right, because I was just about to task you with it. You're the only one that can do it, Wayne. You've been inside. So we launched Jail Guitar Doors that day outside of Sing Sing. My wife, Margaret Kramer, Billy Bragg, and I. Today, our guitars are in over 75 American prisons. We run songwriting workshop programs in county jails in Los Angeles, San Diego, in the Cook County Jail in Chicago, Travis County Correctional Complex in Austin, Texas, in both the men's and women's units. And we're now launching songwriting workshop programs in 4 California state prisons, the California Institute for Women, Norco, and the maximum security facility at Lancaster. We also run programs now in the California Youth Authority. My idea is if I can get a guitar in a kid's hand and he can change direction 1 degree, I might not have to give him a guitar later at San Quentin. So far, so good. What we do is simple. We find people that work in corrections that are willing to use music as a tool for habilitation. I don't use the word rehabilitation that much because in my experience, most people serving time in our prisons never were habilitated in the first place. They never had someone say, man, what you did was great. They never had someone say, you're terrific. You know that? That never happened. So we can put guitars in people's hands, and I can task them. I can say, these guitars are not gifts. We're not gifting you guitars. These guitars represent the challenge. The people that donated the money to pay for these guitars are sending you a message. And the message is they believe in you. They believe, given the tools and the incentives, that you will change for the better. That you rejoin us in the world, rejoin your friends and family, and be part of the deal out here. So if you accept these guitars, you accept that challenge to do the hard work of rehabilitation. The guitars are just the key that unlocks the door, that's all. They're a way to process complex emotions in a new and non-confrontational way. I tell the guys often that the days are going to come when you're out and it's not going to go your way. You're not going to have a good day. And you're going to have a choice. You can pick up your pistol or you could pick up your guitar. I vote for the guitar. I'd task a man or a woman with writing a song to their mom. Write a song to their kid. I have a 3-year-old boy at home. I think about what his father, having gone to prison, might mean to him. Latest research is it doesn't have to mean anything to him. Just because Papa went to prison doesn't mean my son has to go to prison. But to process these feelings through the artistic process of creativity, of making something where there was nothing. Prison architecture itself is designed to send a message that you have no value. You have no worth in the world. You're a number, you're a crime, you're a bed. Doing something creative is a great argument against that worthlessness. They cannot take that away from you. Art and music and all forms of art, I mean writing, acting, music, sculpture, painting, all art in all its forms, teaches one the secret of how to work, how to stay in one place and apply yourself to a task that you want to complete, not that somebody else wants you to do, that you want to do. And then you've created something, and you can redefine yourself. You can reinvent yourself. When I was in prison, one day, a couple of the gangsters walked by my cell, and they stopped, and they looked in, and they said, "You're the white boy with the wah-wah." I said, "That's me." That was my identity. I had an identity that wasn't part of the prison politics, prison culture. That you could be known on the yard as the guy who writes those songs. That's a big difference than he's the guy that's a Aryan Brotherhood, or he's the guy that's a Black Guerrilla Family, or he's another loser. In our workshops, we don't allow the men to click up in their own car. We don't let all the brothers get together and all the Peckerwoods over here and all the homies over here. You have to play, it has to do with how many singers we got, how many rappers we got, how many percussionists we got, how many poets we got, and that's what puts us together in our little songwriting groups. We don't recognize gang affiliations, class affiliation, social affiliations, racial affiliations, because in our workshops, this is a safe space. Like yard politics, they might be out there on the yard, but in here, we're artists. We're artists in here, and we can talk about anything and anybody, but we have to treat each other with dignity and respect. My experience has been when I treat people with dignity and respect, they treat me that way in return most of the time. The guys get it. They get it big time. We can use some help. I found that when you want to save the baby seals, money comes flying out of people's pockets. Adult felony offenders, not so much. So I want to leave you with a song. I went to Ireland recently for a Jail Guitar Doors event, and I went to a prison called Mount Joy, and they said, "Wayne, that's where the old triangle is." And I said, "Great, what's the old triangle?" I had to go look it up. In the main hallway of the prison, it was built in 1850. It's still a functioning maximum security facility. They had a triangle, and in that, they would clang the triangle in the morning for the men to wake up. They would clang the triangle at lunchtime for the men to eat dinner, and they would clang the triangle when they executed someone. They don't execute people in Ireland anymore. Maybe that's something that we could aspire to in our country. So a famous Irish playwright served a sentence there for his Republican activities, and he wrote a play, and in that play, he wrote this song. There's a hungry feeling come o'er me stealing, and the mice are a-squealing in my prison cell. And the old triangle goes jingle jangle all along the banks of the Royal Canal. Up early in the morning when the screw starts a-ballin', get up, you bowsies, and clean up your cell. And the old triangle goes jingle jangle all along the banks of the Royal Canal. All the lads were sleeping, Humpy Gussie was a-creepin', and I lay here weepin' for my old gal Sal. And the old triangle goes jingle jangle all along the banks of the Royal Canal. Up in the female prison, there are 75 women, and amongst them I wish I did dwell. Then the old triangle could go jingle jangle all along the banks of the Royal Canal, all along the banks of the Royal Canal.